Why do soldiers use codenames? Special terminology allows for clear, effective communication. You don't want there to be any confusion during combat because there are two guys named Jeff on the same battlefield. It also helps psychologically by creating a degree of abstraction between the soldiers and what they have to describe. It's easier for everyone to say and hear echo echo. This is Red 3. Red leader is down, request immediate medevac and get back to what they are doing. Then if someone says, "Oh my god, they've blown off Jeff's legs. There's so much blood, please help." The jargon helps soldiers approach horrendous, terrifying things as a technical problem that can be solved. Another reason is with the real military the call signs are for the position, not the person. Say your platoon leader Alpha 2-6 is KIA, whomever takes over for him becomes a 2-6. The people calling don't need to know the details, they just want to talk to the guy in charge at the moment. Simplified version for civilians, security, and clarity. For example, there can only be one Savoy 29 call sign. If you use someone's real name like Billy, there could be hundreds of Billys in the same unit, which would lead to confusion. Plus we don't want to point out who Billy is and where what he is doing. There are other reasons, but this is the gist of it. Codes can serve a number of purposes. They can condense a lot of information into concise statements. They can make it so unfriendly ears can't decipher what you're saying. Don't confuse what the media portrays, which is often hot garbage, for reality. We use call signs for brevity or pit identification at echelon by people that don't personally know one another. They also enhance operational security. We use pro words in conjunction with an execution checklist for brevity and clarity, while also preserving OPSEC, particularly if we have to transmit in the clear without encryption or over unclassed networks. In addition to what others have said, keeping info from enemies, referring to ranked people with long titles quickly, etc. Think about the alternative. There's a bunch of people named Alex, John, Sam, even last names like Smith, Johnson, Williams will often have duplicates. So you call that John Smith Terrier and that John Smith Redfeather and never worry about saying John. And like 5 guys respond. One specific example that we used in the Canadian Army was that as we had advanced through our plans and objectives, we would announce it onto the radio network with code words, and those code words were typically themed. Radios are relatively secure, but if the enemy cracked the encryption or captured a radio, they wouldn't understand the exact situation. For example, if we were traveling and we needed let the command group know we had passed checkpoints, crossed rivers roads, we got on the radio and say command, "This unit 32, we are Coors Light, over." Typically we used beer, liquor, or soda pop brands. ETA. Also, we typically didn't use cool code names for people. There's a radio procedure that helped break down the positions of the radio and who was talking. For example, the call sign 32A means its radio is from 3rd Company, 2nd Platoon, 1st Section. Codenames are all about security, clarity, and avoiding confusion. In chaotic situations, unique identifiers help keep communication clear and fast. Plus, they add a layer of operational security by making it harder for enemies to understand what's happening if they intercept communications. It's a safety measure. The less accurate information your enemy has, the less they can use against you. A code name can be changed as soon as it's compromised. After all, if I say, "We are landing at the mission zone to kill Simon," and Simon intercepts that communication, Simon is going to take preventative measures. If I say, "The fox is in the hole, Iceman has melted on the meatloaf, and the hippo is hungry," it can convey the same meaning. But if we've been spitting gibberish to disguise it, only our side knows what that means. Think of it like a made-up short-term language that provides the same benefit as team chat in a video game. You don't want the enemy knowing what you're doing. What you're describing is radio call signs, which aren't exactly code names. Before an operation, units will be assigned call signs which are specific to that operation. That ensures everyone knows who they are talking to on the radio. If you're in the attack element, codenamed Bravo, and you need to call headquarters, codenamed Alpha, you can say this is Bravo 1 calling Alpha, and anyone at headquarters can answer you because they know who you are and who you're trying to contact. If you just say this is Jim calling for Steve, it's not immediately clear to anyone on the radio who you are or who you're trying to reach. They also serve as placeholders for positions. If your commander is codenamed Alpha Actual, but he gets killed, whoever takes his place then becomes Alpha Actual. So if you call for Alpha Actual, everyone knows that you're trying to reach the commander of Alpha Section, whoever that happens to be at the time. To hopefully prompt similar time-wasting questions for the enemy to ponder as they move in for the kill. Known as call signs for use in communications. Plenty of legit answers here, but my personal reason would be that they sound cool. Because modern names don't sound tough enough? Clear that firing line, Jason. Kale, blast those enemy combatants. so the enemy doesn't find out your actual identity by hacking into comms. Platoons have squads, squads have fire teams. Scorpion 1B would be Squad 1 and the second team is Bravo. Scorpion 2A is second team, second squad. Scorpion 3 is squad leader for third squad. Adds some joyful whimsy to a tense situation. Assassination Squad Alpha just sounds so negative. If the enemy is secretly listening in, would you rather be known as Bob or MILF Enjoyer 6900? I don't know, 1881 pack.